I love clothes.
Yeah. Well, one of the questions I was asked is, who decided that you would wear that on that day? Like, was it just you on your own, or would there have been some sort of meeting with the wardrobe department of RTE?
Oh no, it was completely me.
Completely you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would have happened if I had actually brought it out a week beforehand and declared it.
Well, I find like a lot of things in life, it's best sometimes not to ask the question.
That's right. Yes. In fact, I probably hadn't decided until the day in question.
Right.
I kind of put it in front of the camera. I always have something with me, another alternative, just in case it doesn't work.
Walk in front of the camera.
But I'd only 2 broadcasts that day, so I thought, okay, here goes. It's not, bouncing light or anything, so.
Right. Now, Will, for a long time now, has been playing with the idea of setting up a website called
whatarethewearing.com.
Right. And it is...
You should have pride of place, Gene.
in reference to you and other people on telly, because, we look, it's a visual medium, and people comment, don't they?
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And obviously they comment more about what the women wear than what the men wear.
Yes.
Although Paul Cunningham?
Yeah, was stealing your thunder. Right. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that,
Pascal Sheehy.
Yes, they're all getting in on the act, yeah. So I think after talking about this, people were paying a little bit more attention to what you were wearing. And then last week, you wore, was it leather or faux leather dress?
It was leather.
Leather.
The real thing.
The real thing, right.
Yeah.
And around your neck you had what was described by some of our listeners as a sort of a string of Elmo's noses.
Were any Muppets killed in the making of that dress?
Well, my cat died just before Christmas.
Did he?
So,
Seriously?
Well, he did, yeah.
Yeah, all right. How long had you...
15 years, so we won't go there just now.
Yeah, still quite raw, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. But,
so that dress, the leather dress, again, clingy.
Yeah. Was it clingy?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't taking into account the imagination of the Irish maid, actually.
Go on out of that. Look, will I read some of the comments?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
This will be a real eye-opener for me.
Whatever about the content of RT's Christmas schedule, did you see some of the outfits that the female news readers and weather girls were wearing? They were like decorations on a Christmas tree, right? Then the conversation got to you. Jean Byrne is hot. I enjoy watching the weather when she's on, says one person. Jean Byrne, I'd swim across a lake full of piranhas with something strapped to my something, says Chaz. It's odd, because when we got that in on the day, I read it out, but with you sitting in front of me, I'm a little bit more coy about it. Please get Jean Byrne in. I have a theory that she's a goth and really cool. My partner and I talk about her outfit every evening. She's intriguing, and we both fancy her.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is, so people have this image of you as this sort of, slightly dark person.
Well, I'm quite a private person.
Yes.
Maybe that's it, yeah. But when I was coming in the taxi today, after a while in the conversation, the taxi driver said to me, what's your line of work?
Right.
And, I said I was a weather forecaster, and then he was talking to me about something else. And after a while, well, which station do you work for? So I was thinking, this is wonderful. Yeah. I'm not recognised.
No, you're anonymous enough.
At all.
No, but to our listeners, you're not anonymous.
Yeah, okay.
While we're on about the weather, then, of course, that's the perennial problem, I would imagine, that, we talk as a nation about the weather constantly, and then it's your work, so you get no break from the weather at all. And now it's the new rock and roll, isn't it? The weather's the new rock and roll. They're all trying to do it. I see Pascal Sheehy doing weather forecasts, Paul Cunningham, your man Adrian Lydon was on last night. They're all throwing their hat into the ring.
Well, it'll take some of the pressure off us. The more the merrier.
What's going to happen now?
The really severe cold weather is over for the moment. Okay, there's still some patchy rain, sleet and snow in the north, but over the next couple of days, fairly cold, a lot milder by Friday. Coolish then from there onwards with some frost at night, but at the moment there's no snow on the horizon returning. But, we can't see beyond 10 days, so I don't know what's going to happen at the end of next week.
The 10-day forecast was wrong, wasn't it? Because, Bat O'Keefe sort of acted on a 10-day forecast that he'd got and decided that all the schools would remain closed until tomorrow. And then 5-10 centimetres of snow that was forecast for Sunday never happened. But that's
it did happen in some places.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen in Dublin. But when you've got transition situations, like I do remember when the cold snap, I was on night duty on New Year's Eve, and it was very clear-cut.
Yes. Yeah.
We were very, very sure that going up to 10 days ahead, by looking at the shape of that, we were very confident it was going to be just cold throughout. But when the weather starts changing, you've transitions. That's the most difficult thing to forecast, because you've got snow someplace places, sleet other places, and rain other places.
Do you ever think it'd be great now if I was forecasting weather somewhere else? Because like we're at the western extremity of a huge landmass, and then the other side is this huge, the Atlantic Ocean. So it must be difficult to forecast for Ireland more than other countries.
Yes,
say, for example, if you're somewhere like Poland, for example, it'd be a lot easier to forecast, would it?
Yes, it would in general, because everything hits us from the Atlantic usually. But having said that, it does make it a lot more exciting, I guess. You know, there are times when we do need a break, but it does make it more exciting.
It does, and people are tuned into you not only to hear the weather but see your dresses. Who cares? I almost didn't mind the bad weather with Jean telling me about it, says Liam. Is that Jean Byrne? Yes, it is. She is defo, my no strings. My girlfriend always tries to turn the weather off when she comes on, says Dermot. And she sounds red hot. We'll never think of her as a weather girl again, says Ben. And Jean Byrne is the sexiest woman in weather bar none.
Oh, wow.
Says Johnny from Laois. And RT, fuel your imagination. Sorry, that is funny. Because just with all the text that we've been getting in. So you're going to continue, obviously, sort of, I was going to say exciting us. I better rephrase that. Engaging us visually with your dresses. And what's the story? Because I obviously worked in RT, so I'm not talking about this from a position of complete ignorance, but I was always brought out with somebody, obviously, because they knew my taste in clothes was crap, and they would say, would you wear that, and it was sort of a compromise situation. But you obviously go off and buy your own stuff.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And do you have an allowance? Is it yearly? When does the new year start for you?
We usually get a kind of an allowance maybe sometime a few months into the year. But I must admit I do buy a lot of my own clothes as well.
And you wear them on
just for variety, yeah.
Stay with us, 083 400 102 for your text. Jean Byrne is with us. She just have to take a quick commercial break.